Ancient Egyptian government. Ancient Egyptian government has not been characterized by a democratic system. Power was concentrated in one person, Pharaoh. He controlled and dominated the country. Pharaoh was considered a living god with ultimate control over the people and the land. His eldest son was usually his successor. Egypt had traits of theocracy as well. Religion has not been kept out of the state. Priests and holy men who have formed their own class exerted sufficient influence on the government. They were respected and considered a higher class of society in relation to the commoners. Ancient Egyptian government. The government structure of ancient Egypt. Other officials, including viziers, military commanders, generals and treasurers, minister of public works and tax collectors, who all answered directly to the pharaoh. The status of a vizier was equivalent to that of a prime minister. Governors of specific pieces of land were sometimes controlled by the vizier. Court officials and nobles who held senior helped governance. A strong government and a well-organized bureaucracy were the need of time. The main areas of administration were the treasury, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Public Works, the judiciary and the army. The functions of the central government changed over time. The basic functions include build royal monuments, civil order control, achieving the population census, the management of industries, tax collection, maintaining the army, recording rainfall and water levels of the river Nile, law enforcement and punishment, etc. Realized was an important feature of the administrative system. Everything was recorded: wills, lists of conscription, tax lists, letters and transcripts of the trial. The government has been divided into the central government and the provincial government. Both Upper and Lower Egypts had their own governments and leaders. Upper Egypt was divided into 22 districts and Lower Egypt into 20 districts. Upper and Lower Egypt were finally united in 3118 BC. Under the previous government included the ancient Egyptian districts. Districts were called nomes and the governor or the head of the provincial administration was called a nomarch. The police were called mj. The police maintained public order. Although Egypt was one of the most peaceful countries, there was an army. Military recruitment was not always voluntary. Taxation existed mainly in forms of labor and goods. Taxes were often a burden on the public. Laws have been developed and implemented. The concept of mot and customs are very important. Make, bad, invited public disapproval and disgrace. Although the general government has been consistent in Egyptian history, governments have often been reversed or replaced for reasons such as invasions, chaos or the undue influence of religion, etc.